All right, welcome to Life Fit with DVD. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Today, I wanted to talk about why we do what we do. Um, this is, a very important question that I feel gets overlooked for a lot of people, and it's something that if we can't answer the question why, then we're going to have issues with our focus, with our attention, with the direction that we are going in our lives, and how we go about getting things done. You look at it, and most people really are on autopilot. They're conditioned by their habits without deeply questioning, the why they're doing what they do. And this can be driven by just simply going unconscious and not wanting to think about the why because it might be an uncomfortable question. But this also can, on a more surface level, be related to societal expectations, family pressures, friends, personal desires. It can lack a clear sense of what they're doing, right? Because really they're just being conditioned to go through the motions, and they're not conscious of what they're doing. So this can, you know, these things, right? All of these conditioning factors are an issue, but it's also just the endless world of distractions that we live in. We have our phones on us all the time. Screen time is a huge thing. What do you do when you look at your phone? Why are you doing it? Are you doing something productive with it? Are you, communicating with it? Are you texting? Are you reaching out to people to actually build more of a connection? Or are you, going on social media and just scrolling, right? Turning your mind off and being conditioned by the algorithm. Do you know why you do that? Is that something that is uncomfortable to think about? If you do feel uncomfortable from thinking about that question, well, maybe you should be asking yourself why, because there might be some very good reasons why you are doing that. You can fill in that blank yourself, but at the same time, you know what are you allowing into your mind when you know you do go on social media and kind of turn your mind off, because ultimately that time adds up. And what did that post, what did that picture add to your life on that day towards your vision? Did it add anything, or did it just add a temporary sort of relaxation by shutting off your mind? um, so in addition to that, right, our society doesn't really encourage um, you know self-reliance and individualism. So it kind of discourages people from actually being independent and questioning why they're doing the things they're doing. It's just more of the distraction and getting caught in the latest trend, that is in that social media or just general mainstream media space. Most people aren't slowing down to to question their desires and why it is that they're doing these things. A lot of it's habit, a lot of it's routine. Even the people that do slow down, right? Maybe they go to some sort of religious gathering, right? Church, temple, whatever. Um, you know, are they going through the motions? Are they thinking about why it is that they're there? Why, like, you know, why are they there? I mean, or are they thinking about, and is it just a habit? Is it a habit why they're there? Or, you know, are they actually genuinely developing a greater relationship with the creator, which also is by extension a relationship with yourself, asking that why question. So when you start to slow down and ask yourself these questions, there will be things revealed to you, through the creator, to why you're doing the things that you're doing. And sometimes you might not know, right? There might be no answer to that why question, but the more you start to think about why it is you're doing what you're doing, the more answers or the more ideas for a potential solution that might come up. So this kind of transitions into, well, how can we be more, conscious of the why question? Because it's not easy, right? It's not an easy thing to constantly be questioning yourself. It's exhausting, to be honest. Especially if you're just trying to get things done and you're going through the motions, and that can be an exhausting process in and of itself. The last thing you really want to be doing is, why am I doing this? However, right, if there is a frustration or an anger towards whatever it is that you're doing, you need to be asking this question, because as usual, the insight will enlighten you. Is it something you really need to be doing? And the why question ultimately can be a frustrating one, because you might find out that you're not on the path that you want to be on, or that it's just not where you want to be, and that's an uncomfortable thing. But it's also okay, right? This is the whole thing. We need to develop some compassion with ourselves and around our emotions, that it's okay that we're not where we're at yet, or we're not where we want to be. And asking this why question will give us these answers, that insight to why that might be. So there's a lot of ways that you can develop this in your life. Slowing down, right? Looking at the busyness of your life, and is there something that you can cut out? What is motivating you at your deepest level? What feels good? Like, what is the highlight of your day? Especially when you're going through the motions and you're following through your habits. What feels the most fulfilling and purposeful about your day? It's also important to cultivate the practices like prayer, right? This is prayer, slowing down, meditation, contemplation, journaling, even doing practices like yoga and exercise, where you're kind of getting out of your mind and into your body, and being present. These are different activities from going to church or temple or whatever, where there's other people around. There might be other expectations around that and those habits and those behaviors. So taking that time for yourself allows you to get more connected with yourself and the creator to find these answers. So you can also look at other people that are doing things that you might want to be doing, and why are they doing them? Right? Just ask that question. Why are they doing what they do? Maybe you can talk to them, yourself, right? Maybe that's a conversation that you can strike up with them. But a lot of times you can probably figure out why it is that they're doing. They might even say it. And additionally, right, it's important if that you go unconscious and you do something that you don't know why you're doing it, but you're doing it, that you don't beat yourself up, because it's only going to lead to more emotional kind of strife and angst around whatever that habit or behavior is. And ultimately, we need to be breaking the cycle by becoming aware asking these questions of why is it you're doing what you're doing. And ultimately, we need to be grateful, right? We have to be grateful for the reasons why things are unfolding in our lives. We in everything that happens to us, there's opportunity. It doesn't have to be a frustrating thing. Um, just the fact that we're here, that we're alive, that we're having this experience, um, is a beautiful thing in and of itself. And when you become more grateful of the things that are happening, right, you can develop a better narrative to the stories that you're telling yourself, and ultimately the whys that have happened to you. Um, you know, I've done videos on it's never too late to rewrite your story in your mind, redefine yourself and your identity, and how you view yourself, as well as how other people view you, right? But it just comes down to the relationship that you have in asking yourself, you know, where do you want to be, and why aren't you there? Um, is there a fundamental reason or thing that's holding you back, or is it just yourself? Um, there's all sorts of things that can come out of these questions, but asking why is such a fundamental thing, and it's just been removed from our culture. The why, and just all sorts of questions, and just investigation, self-investigation has just been like eradicated from our society. And you know because the outside is that way, when we look out at the world, it doesn't mean you have to be like that internally, right? Don't let the external world, society, and all of the other conditioning define you, right? Because if we go unconscious and we let it just in front of our eyes, it will. It will. The algorithm will come to define us. It will give us more of the things that stimulate us and distract us, and it'll take us away from the things that slow us down and get us more in touch with the Creator, ourselves, what we're trying to do here, what actually feels good, fulfilling, and purposeful. And it'll take us away from the why we're here and what we're doing. And of course, there's other tools to get in touch with your why. Things that, archetypes, methods, right? Systems that can help you get more in touch with yourself, provide a framework around it. Tools such as Myers-Briggs, personality typing, human design, astrology. So if you'd like to hear more about that sort of thing, let me know in the comments. But it's just important to try to be more aware of why you're doing the things that you're doing, and just to be asking yourself that question regularly, especially when you feel some frustration around it. Because ultimately, there usually is a good reason, but is the reason worth it? Is it, sometimes it becomes redundant. Sometimes it just, you outgrow things. Things that you used to do doesn't have to be a behavior that continues with you far into the future. But all of these things have a way of working themselves out, and taking time. But you have to ask these questions, especially if you have bigger visions for yourself and where you want to go. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you liked or subscribed. And yeah, let me know in the comments, do you question yourself? Are you asking yourself why? From the bigger questions of why is it the work that I enjoy, or the smaller things of why am I eating this, or why am I doing this thing, or why do I get out of bed this way in the morning? It's just simple things that will provide insight to your life. So, thanks for being here, and until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.